Welcome to the virtual tour of the ancient megacity under the lands and waters of the Philippines. In the island of Luzon, along Manila Bay coastal cities, rapid soil erosion has been caused by loss of mangrove cover, rising sea levels, and super typhoons have uncovered structures that have been hidden for centuries. Like watchtower islands, tiny islands the size of a small house, connected by walls to other structures that appear to be like watchtowers on a fortress. Residents from nearby islands like to take private picnics here. Large, rammed earth platform islands, called lupang matigas by the natives, geometrically shaped flat platform islands with 90-degree angles and straight lines not normally found in nature. These rammed earth islands were left behind after the soft soil had eroded. We ended up with flat islands with no elevations or dips, forming shapes with sharp-edged quadrilaterals and crescents. We find rammed earth walls topped with dressed stone masonry. Walls connect the platform islands to each other and to other structures. Locals tell stories of walking from island to island on the walls that connect them. They call these walls sinaunang pundasyon, or the foundation of our ancestors. Local fishermen tell us that the walls and structures go far out into the waters of the Manila Bay. Closer inspection of the walls revealed that ancient dressed stone walls were built on even older earthen walls. It is difficult to imagine how much people and resources were needed to build these walls. Walls go on as far as the eye can see. Walls that are basically similar in construction, width and height. A church built on an island was what first brought our attention to this area. Who would build a church on an island? But locals remember walking to this church via the walls from their island over a kilometer away. We are told that someone had tried to build a resort several stories high on this island, but it was soon destroyed by the violence of the weather in Manila Bay waters. The strength of these ancient walls have been tested, battered by the weather and powerful water currents, even being able to withstand liquefaction by earthquakes. Some walls have been destroyed to allow vessels to pass through. Other walls have been repurposed, used by the fishermen for fish pens and as foundations for their homes. It is common to see newer constructions in ruin while the ancient structures remain intact. Many of these large, exposed structures that have not yet been repurposed reveal that the indigent residents had recycled these ancient foundations, which were here long before they can remember. Some claim that these geometric shapes, 90-degree angles, and straight lines were built by the fishermen, who have neither the resources nor the ability to build these structures. One of the most remarkable structures are the Black Sand Islands. They are islands of pure, fine black sand, completely surrounded and protected by the walls. They are crisscrossed by walled waterways and are over a kilometer in length. The island of Binwangan, home to thousands of people. Made of lupang matigas or rammed earth, Binwangan Island is a flat, crescent-shaped platform island connected by walls, even to the Black Sand Islands, where our boatmen tell us they used to swim, reaching the black sand via the walls. When viewed from above, Binwangan Island looks like the top of a walled compound, with walls running in straight lines connecting in 90-degree angles, beginning and returning from the main crescent-shaped landmass. Walled waterways, rammed earth walls that guide rivers and creeks in this area. In front of the island of Binwangan flows Muzon River that appears to be guided by rammed earth walls. Rivers can narrow and silt up, disappear, change direction, and dry up, but they cannot build walls. These hard, rammed earth walls that guided the rivers and creeks became apparent after the loose soil had eroded in this area. How far and how deep do these megastructures go? The Spanish colonizers had no idea about these walls because, during their time, a map of Manila Bay by Jacques Bellin shows Binwangan was not an island. The map clearly shows that Binwangan was an unremarkable part of the coastal cities along Manila Bay. In the Laguna copperplate inscription dated to the 9th century, line 7 tells of the kingdom of Binwangan. What catastrophe buried the kingdom of Binwangan over 100 years before the Spaniards came? In Balagtas, Bulacan, the Kasaysayan Hunters group were surprised to find the same structures, walls, black sand islands, walled rivers, still under the uneroded soil. These same rammed earth megastructures were found over 10 kilometers away from Binwangan. Could Binwangan have looked like this when the Spanish colonizers arrived? Fertile farmland with freshwater rivers and creeks. 2 islands of black sand have been accidentally discovered in Balagtas, Bulacan. These 2 pockets of black sand were found under the soil during construction work and ditch digging activities. The river you are watching is quite unusual. Unlike a natural river with gently sloping banks, this river has a sudden 90-degree drop of several meters. It's like stepping off a wall when you get into it. The locals have gotten used to this fact. They tell stories of many victims who have drowned in these waters because of it. Earthen walls may be clearly seen lining the edge of the uneroded soil. Could these walls have been made by our ancestors who used the rivers and creeks for transportation and irrigation? Could these be ancient public works of prehistoric times? Abundant porcelain shards indicate this area may still have been active during the Ming Dynasty. Thank you for coming with us on this virtual tour. If you are interested in who may have built these structures, YouTube 5 Things Liangjiu Culture in the Philippines.